Salut à tous et bienvenue dans l'univers de la conquête du pouvoir du plaisir. C'est Trinity et aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour l'épisode numéro 3 de Game of Thrones. La saison 1. Oui, parce qu'il paraît qu'il va y avoir une saison 2. Mais si j'ai bien compris, elle n'est pas faite sur le même univers. Donc voilà quoi. Enfin, cet univers, si, mais pas la même. Pas de
They showed up
continuité à la 1.
unannounced. Lord Whitehill is in a lather. I assume you explained to Lord Ethan why they're here?
Business with Garrett. I told him.
Lord Whitehill knows Garrett is a squire to this house. Or was, I suppose.
Was. It makes no difference. The Whitehills were clearly in the wrong, so don't give him any satisfaction. Out there, you were decisive and firm. Now do it again with these bastards.
Let's not do something rash. Things are bad enough as it is.
I can handle Lord Whitehill.
Well said, my lord.
Now is not the time to anger Lord Whitehill any more than he already is. He's got 5 times as many men, and the backing of House Bolton.
All the more reason to stand up for ourselves. Only cowards and dead men roll over.
Nous devons agir avec intelligence. Oh, déjà sa tête m'énerve.
Lord Ethan, is it? My condolences for your father and brother. The late Lord Forrester was no friend to me or my house, but to his family it's still a loss.
Thank you, Lord Whitehill.
My only regret is I wasn't there to drive the dagger into his heart myself. I've been waiting for this day all my life. The Forresters finally get their due.
I may be young, but I'm not so easily fooled. You're trying to rile me, but it won't work.
Young? You are that boy. Too young to know when you're in over your head.
Oui.
And no bread
Direct, ça
and
commence,
salt. What kind of fucking house receives a lord with no fucking bread and salt? You bloody amateur. No courtesies. I should have expected as much.
Calm yourself, old man.
You little fuck! That's how you talk to a lord? You Forresters have shit on us for generations. Well, now the Starks are no longer around to have your back, are they? We're the power in the north now.
Roose Bolton is the Warden of the North.
Aye. And we've been his bannermen for 5 fucking centuries, you cunt.
Lord Ethan, you're losing control of this.
We all serve House Bolton now.
I'm not finished. Maybe if you hadn't been so fucking greedy with the ironwood, things would have been different between us.
You squandered your share.
Our share was taken from us. We had no fucking choice but to harvest what was left.
What is it you want, Lord Whitehill?
Encore une tête handicapée, ça fait plaisir.
Your man, the squire. We were minding our own business, keeping the king's peace, as his lordship here said, when your man attacked us for no reason.
Hear that? Attacked for no reason.
No reason. You murdered his family.
Then you admit it was your man who killed my men. And a pig farmer at that. How do you answer for your squire, Lord Ethan? He acted in your name. And you are the lord of this house.
We lost people too, Lord Whitehill. Your men murdered his entire family.
You lost pig farmers, not soldiers. The soldiers worth 100 of their type. Where's the fucking coward who killed my men? I know he's here. What have you done with him?
I took care of it. He received his punishment and it's done. He's gone.
What? Gone? That was my justice to deliver, boy, and you denied me of it. I'm not leaving until I have my justice. Now bring me the coward who did it, or you'll answer to Roose Bolton. What kind of fucking house is this?
A house of honorable men.
Et bim! Why?
Lady Forrester.
You bellow like a wounded boar, Lord Whitehill. Have you forgotten your manners?
I mean no disrespect to you, my lady, considering your losses and all. But this is not over.
It's over when my son says it is.
I've heard enough, Lord Whitehill.
Ethan is Lord of Ironrath now. By rights, his word is law here. If that displeases you, then I trust you can find the door.
Putain, ça s'est pas très bien passé pour moi.
Maybe lord of this house. But Lord Bolton will have the final say. I'll send him a raven letting him know a Forrester man killed one of his own. That the new Lord Forrester lied to my face and denied me my justice. Then we'll see whose word is law.
Do as you like, Lord Whitehill.
Bon, au moins on a montré qu'on n'a pas peur. Mais c'était pas... on n'a pas agi des mieux. Pas agi du mieux plutôt. Putain.
I was wrong about your son, my lady. He stood up to him like a true lord.
You were brave, my son. But you'll need to be braver still when Ramsay Snow arrives to see you bend the knee. Prepare a raven. We need to send word to Mira in King's Landing at once.
Putain, ça va être chaud, ça va être chaud. Je vous avoue que je suis pas en
Your sister can
confiance.
help us. Although just a handmaiden, she has Marjorie Tyrell's favor. And Lady Marjorie's betrothal to the king may be enough to keep the Boltons at bay. If it's presented to her as it should be.
Putain. Bon. Jouons une deuxième carte. En espérant qu'on se débrouillera mieux que la première. Ah, c'est une boîte. C'est ma chambre en fait. Une pièce.
Asher sent me this coin to remember him. What a
D'accord.
strange place, Essos. Ethan made this for me.
D'accord. Ça c'est quoi? Une broche de haut jardin. D'accord.
It was very kind of Lady Marjorie to give this to me. It once belonged to Lady Olenna.
Et une lettre. Oui. Lila?
Father, much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Marjorie has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
3 petits points. Ah, ah, d'accord. D'accord, alors on va voir. Vieux tome poussiéreux.
Wonders Made by Man, by Lomas Longstrider. A gift from Roderick.
D'accord.
I hope to see them all someday.
C'est ça que j'allais dire. Elle le manque. Elle... Non. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a de beau à regarder par la fenêtre?
King's Landing. I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
Pas sûr. Ce qui vient de se passer. Le temps est plutôt à l'orage. À l'orage. Bon. Ici, lettre de mère. Voyons voir. Qu'est-ce qu'elle dit, mère?
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Ça va être chaud. Ça va être tendu comme un string. Hop là, allons voir qui toque. J'arrive. J'arrive.
One moment.
Oui, oui, s'il vous plaît. Je suis là.
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
Non, non.
No, it's fine. Come in.
C'est qui ce petit bonhomme? Ah, c'est mon propre domestique. Je suis le domestique de quelqu'un et j'ai un domestique pour moi. Eh bien.
Begging your pardon, milady, but you all right? If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
It's private. I'd rather not say.
Of course, milady. I didn't mean to pry.
Please hurry if you can. Lady Marjorie will be here any minute.
Of course, milady. You work for Lady Marjorie?
C'est pour ça, c'est ce que je viens de dire
I
en
may
fait.
be wrong. But it seems like you do.
It's widely known that I work for Lady Marjorie.
I've seen you with her before. You
C'est
seem
normal.
like good friends. I saw Lady Marjorie just this morning, outside the Royal Sept, talking to Queen Cersei.
Cersei?
They appeared to be having some sort of disagreement. I couldn't hear much, but it was definitely an argument.
What did they say?
I couldn't make out much, but I know they were talking about the Starks and
Merde.
House Forrester.
House Forrester?
Ça
I
craint.
hope you're not in any kind of trouble. But I thought you ought to know. Most people don't tend to notice a coal boy. Not in King's Landing, with so many lords and ladies about. You see and hear all sorts of things when people don't even know you're there. Good night, milady.
On va pas le remercier parce que c'est comme gentil ce qu'il vient de nous dire. Il était pas obligé. Il aurait pu ne rien en avoir à foutre. Oh, tiens. Mais quelle belle
Lady
demoiselle.
Marjorie, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come, there's something we must discuss.
D'accord, je vous suis. Miam.
From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining.
You're very kind, my lady.
Of course, Mira, but you must not despair. We will get through this together. You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford.
Uh-oh.
Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept.
Merde.
She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself. Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
What does she intend to do?
She intends to make you miserable, knowing that will make
c'est
me
pas
miserable
vrai.
as well. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort, for what I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her.
Eh
I wouldn't
merde.
ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
I'll do as you ask, my lady.
I knew I could trust you. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
J'ai même pas demandé pour mon problème.
See if the
J'ai même
Queen
pas eu le
Regent is
temps.
ready to receive us. You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Bon allez. Ravalons notre
Good
fierté. Oh putain, de bonne chance qui est en train de dire ok mon gars, toi, ça va être chaud. Oh là là. Et j'ai même pas eu le temps de lui parler de mes problèmes de famille quoi.
You can do this.
En même temps je pense que pour elle j'ai bien fait de ne rien dire. Oh, il y a des gens qui me regardent en plus, c'est pas vrai quoi.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Your Grace.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
Merci, merci.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl.
Ok.
Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
House Forrester's loyalty to the crown never wavers, Your Grace.
I see. And yet... For centuries, the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
They were the Wardens of the North. We all served at the pleasure of the king.
Clever girl.
Merci, Tyrion.
Perhaps too clever for her own good.
The girl did say their loyalty was unwavering.
She has a talent for equivocation, yet I question what she really thinks. Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Roose Bolton also served the Starks, Your Grace.
And proved his loyalty to the crown by bringing their house to a swift and sudden end.
Raté.
Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forrester Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
I see.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
She was just following her heart, Your Grace.
And the very same heart so quickly led her to my son.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
would... Let the girl answer the question. Go on.
My loyalties would never conflict, Your Grace.
That's a coward's answer. I will not have my time wasted by a northern girl who thinks she can play games. Who do you choose?
The king, of course.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
Je rentre dans le jeu.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
I'm not quite sure what to make of her. Not surprising, I suppose, for a northern girl. But not very encouraging either. I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Oh là là là.
I'll walk you out. This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then, he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
These are trying times, my lord. My family fears what might happen now that the Boltons rule the north.
They must still answer to the crown. You shouldn't forget that, nor should they. That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I did it for Lady Marjorie.
Rather odd, if that's what she asked of you. But I'm sure she has your best interests at heart. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
You can help my family.
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that?
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you? I'll consider it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
Thank you for the advice, Lord Tyrion.
Just be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Putain. Elle va... Je pense avoir un peu foiré mon coup sur le dialogue entre Cersei et Marjorie. Mais je pense m'être rattrapé avec Tyrion. Je pense m'être... Oh non, on va continuer. C'est encore avec elle. C'est Marjorie? Merde.
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing.
It didn't go very well.
I'm sorry. Cersei is known for being rather difficult.
Ça, on peut le dire, ça s'est
But
mal
at least
passé.
it's
Hein.
over now. Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Sir Jaime, I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour.
He is quite handsome.
And quite passionate, from what I've heard. Perhaps Lady Marjorie could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen?
Oh putain, la question.
He does have a certain look about him. And he's always treated Lady Marjorie well.
I don't want to be queen, no matter who I'd have to marry.
Don't want to be queen? You northerners. You'd make a perfect scepter.
Merci.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the 7 Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister.
C'est n'importe quoi.
What a perfect match. Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing? Well? Sarah?
I'm sorry, my lady.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move.
Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira. I'm just glad it's over.
Est-ce que je peux la rassurer maintenant? Ça me
King's
fera
Landing
plaisir.
can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you
Elle a les
agree?
mots.
Once you are queen, the lords and ladies will do their best to please you.
You learn very quickly. Your words to Cersei were brave, but I know you must fear what the Boltons might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important.
Allez. Allez. L'intérêt de la famille.
I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
It's about my family.
I trust her. Go on. Ask.
If you could ask Joffrey to intervene on behalf of my family. Ramsay Snow is on his way to Ironrath to see my brother bend the knee. If Joffrey could send a raven and tell the Boltons no one at House Forrester is to be harmed.
That is no small request, especially now. Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene. Is the situation that dire?
You can't, my lady. King Joffrey won't like it. Just think how he turned on Lady Sansa. I will forever be in your debt. My family will forever be in your debt.
I don't know, Mira. If Cersei were to find out...
Non,
Don't let the Queen bully you. You have power over him, Lady Marjorie, as no one else does. Not even his mother.
c'est vrai, c'est
Ramsay
ça
Snow
qui se
will
passe
arrive
hier.
at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask this of you if it weren't so urgent.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Thank
Yes.
you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
Ouais. Punaise. Hop là. Eh ben, je sais pas du tout dans quoi je m'entraîne. Je pense que j'ai joué une bonne carte avec Tyrion, mais le reste, je l'ai un peu foiré, je crois. Enfin bref, si vous avez kiffé l'épisode, n'hésitez pas à lâcher un like, à commenter la vidéo et surtout à la partager. Partagez un maximum cette vidéo sur tous vos réseaux sociaux. N'oubliez pas que j'ai aussi un compte Facebook pour la chaîne YouTube du même nom que celle-ci. Et surtout, abonnez-vous. C'était Trinity. Ciao.